So I'm back out in the food plot that I started a couple years ago. This was all plantation pine, and it's still a work in progress. I'm still trying to improve it. And what I've got here is I've got some tubs of wood ash, and I burn wood for heat in the winter, and so this is a great way to, put something back into the environment. There's, some charcoal in here that they call biochar that eventually, it's going to take some while to absorb nutrients and things like that, but it can hold those nutrients in the soil a lot better than the sand can, which this is very sandy soil. And it's going to raise the pH. It contains potash, which is very beneficial because the soil does need that. And then I'm also going to add some boron, and in this case I've got some borax, and so I'm just going to put some of that in each of these tubs and work that in, and then as I'm spreading that, I'm going to be actually adding a micronutrient called boron, which this soil test called for 3 pounds of it, and I got a 4-pound box, so I'm not going to use the whole thing, and that way I get some of those micronutrients in there as well. The other thing I have is fall leaves that are all been mulched up. So that I'm going to also spread out here again with the sandy soil by having additional organic matter that can help hold nutrients as well as water, which is pretty important up here. And it can also act as a slow release fertilizer. So realistically, not much money involved here, and I'm bettering the soil, trying to copy nature, with the leaves as well as the ashes and such. So we'll get that spread, and then like I said, eventually I'm going to come back and mow all this, and then we'll get the greens and the browns, and it's still early summer, so this stuff has time to decompose before we do our fall planting. Just going to work a little bit of this into each of the tubs and mix it up. You have to be careful with boron though, because too much of it will kill plants. So you can use it as a weed killer, but it can stay in the soil for a while and affect it. So you don't want to overdo it. And so I'd rather have less and have to incorporate it a second time based on my soil test than have too much to start with. So just gonna mix this stuff in here together, and this makes it easier to spread it because you don't have to worry about it being too much in any one spot. It'd be nice if there was a little more breeze today to get the ash away from you, but gotta work with what you got. Here you can see the clover after the wood ash has been added.